Well, we're back here in the mysterious location in Echo Park Speedway, the back rooms. You'll never know where we are, but we're transmitting somewhere from Echo Park Speedway.
Yes, we are. Yeah, one of the media rooms in the Marcy Scott Media Center. Doug Turnbull here, Devin, Kupka. We're so glad you're tuned in to the 5 to Go podcast. Here's 5 good minutes, real quick, prepping you up for tonight's Quaker State 400 presented by Walmart. Dev, you were in the press box for the Marathon O'Reilly race that saw 4 red flags and Justin Allgaier finally get to victory lane. Did you have a quick observation or anything you saw?
I thought that was going to be, this is going to be an in and out race, which is how it started out. But then it ended up almost being 4 hours, and we did not get one weather delay yesterday. Almost 4-hour race, but they probably had to go make an emergency pit stop at O'Reilly Auto Parts last night to get more speedy drive for how many times they had to lay it down.
And so much oil laid on the track, a lot of crashes late in the race. Justin Allgaier gets a career best 6th win of the year. I was on his end of pit road. I had 4 of the 5 junior motorsports cars on pit road, so I was busy keeping up with their strategy. And Rajah Caruth, I was rooting for that first win because he had a bunch of family here from Metro Atlanta in his pit box. And then looking ahead to today, before we even get to the Cup race, the connective tissue was the beef, Devin, and you and I got a lot of thoughts collected in the media huddles this week.
Yeah, how about Carson Hocevar and Zane Smith? Carson Hocevar was like, I didn't even know any of this started with his little attitude that he's got.
Did you hear him say that he and Zane Smith need to go to couples counseling? Yes. So you were in that one, and then you were at Zane Smith's also, right?
Yeah, and then Zane Smith was like, this guy acts all tough, but he doesn't even look you in the eyes, and Zane Smith just genuinely doesn't like Carson Hocevar. So we've got rivalries here on the track again.
And that's just the other one because Austin Hill and Shane Van Gisbergen also met with NASCAR after their scrape at Chicagoland. Hill didn't have a lot to say about it because he doesn't have the media gaggles and cup, but Shane Van Gisbergen, I was part of his 6-minute breakaway where he talked about it, and he said that he left his meeting with Hill and NASCAR confused, that he wants to put it to rest because he has a lot to lose the points, and Austin Hill threatened violence at the end of that meeting. Not sure that that's the best bet there, but those are 2 big boys. I'd pay to see them fight, to be honest. Here at Atlanta Motor Speedway or Echo Park Speedway, not the place you want to settle a beef, but it's certainly a place where one can spike up because it's such a narrow track, tight corners, and drafting. Real estate's great. Watch for it tonight. Beef! It's what's for dinner.
Yeah, and this is just certainly not the track because of just how tight everything is here. And it just, things come so quickly, you probably don't want to be wrecking people intentionally out there.
That's correct. Yesterday, by the way, Sam Mayer started on the pole. The O'Reilly race, had a lot of trouble, didn't close that out. We saw Brendan Poole almost win, Garrett Smithley get a top 10, Nick Sanchez almost win, Ryan Sieg almost win. It was a real battle brouhaha there. So today we have, no surprise, a Ford on the pole. Anytime they do time trials here in the next gen car, Ford seem to get the pole. It's Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano on the front row, Kyle Larson, and Austin Dillon on row 2. Dev, you've been looking at the in-season tournament and the race tonight. What do you expect?
Yeah, so this is going to be the most wild card round of the in-season tournament, and it's going to not be as wild as it was last year because this was the opening round of the in-season tournament, but a battle I'm looking out for is the battle of the chases between Chase Briscoe and Chase Elliott. Briscoe winning at Chicagoland last week, and Chase Elliott winning this race last year, so that's a battle I'm watching for tonight.
Briscoe was runner-up in the spring, by the way, and Chase Elliott with a design to drive number 9 car there. You know he's going to be one of the favorites. Ryan Blaney is going to be one of the favorites because he has the most points in the new Atlanta Motor or Echo Park Speedway configuration, but no wins. Austin Cindric, who is squaring off against Shane Van Gisbergen, by the way, in this race in the in-season tournament, also has a ton of points, but no wins here. And, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing, could there be a new winner?
Maybe
like Zane Smith, like who?
Austin Hill, 8 races removed from Charlotte. Kevin Harvick did it in 2001, 3 races removed from Dale Earnhardt's death. So that would be quite a story to see this tonight.
Dale Earnhardt drove the
number 3, and Kyle Busch number 8.
And it happened right here in Atlanta. I could see a Zane Smith going off, especially after a tough week last week as a new winner. And I can see Carson Hocevar, who's been great at Echo Park Speedway, getting career win number 2. So we've got it. Performance Racing Network, which is on Sirius XM 90, the NASCAR app, GoPRN.com, or the PRN app. And Devin, you'll be putting a lot of stuff where?
On the 5 to Go podcast Facebook and YouTube page.
And Dan Elliott, Devin, and I will be covering it all here on the 5 to Go podcast. I don't know, we should record tomorrow if we can, right? We'll try to.